Hey there, Dr. Isaac Jones here, and I'm here with Lauren Berlingeri, and she is an incredible biohacker, CEO, mom, longevity expert, and I'm just really excited to be here with you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I'm so good.
So excited to connect with you today. I would love for you just to share a little bit about your background and how you got into this space in the first place.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know a lot about this space. We're going to get into that in this interview, but I'd love to hear the backstory.
Yeah, so my background, I was an international model for 16 years, which
I can
is
see
kind of
that.
crazy. It's funny, I always say, like, I wish I knew what I know now then, because I was the typical model trying to be thin and by smoking cigarettes and drinking Diet Coke and never eating and crash dieting and all sorts of body dysmorphia and sort of just like spiraled out. I was very unhappy as a model. Mind you, it brought me all around the world and I got to meet amazing people and definitely discovered sauna culture around the world, living in Europe and Norway and Germany and Turkey, and sauna culture is so huge everywhere else.
Except for America.
That's where the green light went off later on in my career.
Japan, it's big.
Yeah, Japan, it's more baths and spa.
Yeah, the baths and spas, yeah.
Heat therapy in general. But I really wanted to just empower myself on ways to take care of myself. So I studied nutrition at IIN and really just discovered my passion for health and wellness and fitness. And I actually started working with young models at Wilhelmina, first off, to just teach them how to take care of themselves, and just really discovered like a true interest in biohacking. But when I was I think it was like maybe 13 years ago, I was interviewed for a show called Women vs. Workout, where I was the host. And I did all sorts of crazy, physically demanding things, from Navy SEAL training, NASCAR driving, motocross, firefighter training.
And if anyone doesn't know what Navy SEAL training is, I mean, that's legit.
Well, I did 24-hour Hell Night with the Navy SEALs, and I was the only woman to complete that course.
Did you throw up?
I didn't, but my nervous system was out of whack for about 6 weeks afterwards, where I was like shaking, and because Navy SEALs, it's like being submerged in cold water, pushing your limits. Like 24-hour Hell Night is 24 hours of just pure movement and torture. So it set me up to be a good entrepreneur anyways. But really I think at the age of 30, my hormones were all out of whack. My skin was a mess. I couldn't sleep through the night. I was working out way too hard. I was obsessed with working out. I would run 10 miles in the morning and then do Muay Thai at night. And
was that last year?
No.
She looks like she's 30 right now, so I'm confused.
Yeah, no, I'm 40, but it's like actually changed a lot. So I just learned the hard way on actually how to take care of myself. So when I first discovered the infrared sauna, it was like a light bulb went off. Not only have I done sauna all around the world and loved it and didn't know why I couldn't find a good one living in New York City, but for the first time in my life, I slept through the night. My skin was glowing. I felt calm and connected living in New York City. And I was just like, how the F is everyone in New York not doing the infrared sauna?
Right.
And then I looked into the research, and it was like just crazy efficacious benefits. And I just knew I needed to start my company around that. So fundraised, got our first infrared sauna location up and running, and it just took off like wildfire because it was exactly what everyone needed in New York. And it quickly moved to 11 locations. I guess that's sort of the background of how I got into the biohacking world of better ways to take care of yourself and a focus on recovery.
Wow, that's incredible. So what would you, we just got off a panel, which was amazing.
It was the best panel I've ever been on. So,
thank you.
Yeah, no, it really was. It was so good. If you have it recorded, everyone should watch it.
Yes. We'll make sure you guys get that panel. But one of the things I loved, and you contributed, you were such a blessing to that conversation, just because the information you shared was something that the longevity space, the biohacking space, they don't talk about, which is like women, they have a different way of biohacking. They have a different way of accessing longevity. So maybe go through what you see women need to do a little different, and how that can apply, and then maybe talk about some of your HigherDOSE technology as well and how you utilize it for both men and women.
Yeah. So I always say that women are the original biohackers. We just never called ourselves that.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, in the biohacking world, it is very male dominated through the male lens, and men have different goals than women have. And men are always talking about being faster, stronger, smarter, and living forever.
Yep.
Whereas women actually want very different things. We want to feel more balance in our hormones. We want to like have glowing skin. We don't want to like age as quickly. We want to have more energy to take care of our kids. We want to have like a clear mind so that we can just like think properly. Because when you're balancing 1,000 different things as a mom and an entrepreneur and all the things that women have going on, just the benefits and the goals are very different for women that we're like looking into. And, on top of, women have different endocrine systems than men. Yeah. So men have a 24-hour cycle, which is your day cycle. And then women also have their 24-hour cycle with their 28-day cycle, which is their period. Wow. Which we all know, if you've ever had a girlfriend before or wife or, we feel very different at different times of the week. And it's funny because like as a woman, you don't even really learn about your cycle in school when you think you should. Yeah. I actually learned about my period from my like male gym teacher, which is kind of crazy. Wow. So, you kind of have to like go out of your way to learn about your hormonal cycles and that you should be doing different things at different times in your cycle. Different way of eating, different way of working out, like being careful with stress, being careful with like stimulant consumption. Wow. Because ultimately you're trying to balance your hormones and not boost testosterone, which is what men are trying to do. They're trying to boost. Men do much better with like cortisol inducing, wellness biohacks. Whereas women only do really well with them day 1 to 14. Right. Day 14 to 28, it's when your progesterone tanks and you really need to do more recovery, more restorative, calming that nervous system down so you're not releasing cortisol, because if you do that, then your period's going to be all out of whack in your adrenals and it's just a mess. So there's a lot of confusion on whether or not cold plunging and intermittent fasting and HIIT workouts and all the things in the biohacking world that everyone says are so good for you, or even keto diet, that is not always good for women at certain times in their cycle and just where they're at in their
So
health.
day 1 to 14, you do the cold plunge, you do the HIIT training, you do maybe keto or something like that. Yep. And then day 14 to 28 or 15 to 28, what does that look like? Maybe talk a little bit about what you do days 1 to 14 and then...
Yeah, I love fasting. So day 1 to 14, I do intermittent fasting. And if I'm going to do a prolonged fast, I'll do like a 3-day fast on day like 2 or 3 of my period. Yeah. So that's day 3 of bleed, actually. And then...
And what do you find the prolonged fast does for you on day 3 of bleed?
Well, it's just, when your estrogen levels your hormones are more balanced at that time. And women feel that way. It's like once you actually get your period, you feel much more calm. You don't have PMS symptoms. You don't have the food cravings. It's like your body feels much more in balance. And that's the time to do more cortisol releasing style of like health workouts. And you can drink the coffee and you can have a little bit of alcohol and your body responds quite well to it. But on day 14 to 28, that's when your progesterone starts to tank. You're feeling like you're craving more carbohydrates. You feel like you want to retreat a little bit more. You don't want to be super social. Like, I actually don't do any speaking engagements on day 14 to 28 because I'm like,
now we know where you are in your cycle.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm glowing. Like day 14 to 28, like don't even talk to me. And that's been a privilege as a CEO that I can, honor that. And I work with mainly women too as well. So I also encourage them to let us know when they're not feeling good and you want to take some time and, don't want to show your face on Zoom. It's all okay.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about HigherDOSE and then we'll conclude.
Yeah, so like I said, we started out with infrared spa locations in New York. We had 11 locations. It just took off. We made the infrared sauna famous. We were known for this sexy sauna selfie that people would take naked in the sauna with the lights in New York City. And we were this underground cool spa where you'd have to go through a hotel or a department store in order to find this cool niche HigherDOSE infrared spa. And we built this amazing community and people always were asking us to do pop-ups and we couldn't lug around a 600-pound sauna. So we were looking for these sauna blankets that we could take with us. And Shape House had this really rudimentary, like bad version of the sauna blanket, super high EMF, bad materials. So we created our own sauna blanket with Clearlight, the #1 infrared sauna company that makes our saunas.
That's great.
And we made low EMF, low ELF. We put magnetic therapy in there. We put different layers of amethyst and tourmaline. When you heat those stones, they promote a deeper infrared. Clean materials that pass VOC standards. We made this like awesome sauna blanket that's comparable to the infrared sauna for a fraction of the price and made it accessible. And
you're democratizing longevity.
We're trying to make it accessible.
Yeah,
to people,
no, it's important, right?
Because it's just like, it's like Dave said, it's nice if you have like 3 hours in the morning to do all the things, but it's just not the reality when you're running a business, you have family or whatever it might be, or you don't have access to nature. We need the tools to make it easy for us.
When clients were working with me, it'd be a 6-figure investment. And I also remember growing up as a kid in Canada, my parents weren't very wealthy, and I was scholarshiped into a health program that transformed my life. And so I always have been working with the higher net worth people, and I'll continue to do that, but I'm always thinking about the little Isaac that was taken care of by the doctor that wanted to, help me. And so I want to democratize this to even third world nations if we can in the future. So I love that you've done that. Lauren, thank you for being with us today. There's so much more. I could talk to you for hours.
We'll have to do another talk later. So.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.